I've been meaning to record this video for weeks because I just wanted to finally speak about out loud about something that I've realized recently, and it's kind of reframing a lot of my life. I long suspected I had ADHD, but more recently I've been watching some stuff on TikTok and YouTube creators and talking more about autism and what it looks like in women and girls. And I realize that I am really in that category of what they describe, and I've been reflecting back on like some situations and things that didn't make sense to me, but now with this light shining on it and this reframing, they make a lot of sense. I was a very smart young person, and I think I just assumed that everybody kind of thought the way that I did. I thought everybody had the same kind of like logic when they were thinking through things that I did. And I'm just remembering as a young person when kids, which I never understood, seemed like so up and down and all around. I never understood how they interacted with each other. I never understood the social dynamic and like why I would see girls say one thing to one friend and then go to the next friend and say the complete opposite. There was such inconsistency and it never made sense to me. And when these people would relay, or these children would relay information or situations to me, and I would just point blank bluntly say things, at the time I thought I was being helpful. I still look back and think like I was being helpful. I was telling the truth, and I was just saying things like they were. And now I realize that I probably came off as like pretty rude. In other instances in my life where I interacted with people and like I didn't realize that people just wanted to talk, like say something to say something. I still don't understand, honestly, when people like expound about their situations and like I've learned to just let people talk and ask questions, but it's almost been like I had to learn it, because people's responses when I would tell them like what the like clarify or like see how clearly like the solution would be, that people don't like it generally. Yeah, And just so many situations now that I'm going through that, like, I'm realizing that I am autistic. And thinking back to my childhood and how people responded to me and how my parents responded to me, I have a lot of nervous system dysregulation because of how I was treated, because people interpreted my responses and my behaviors as attention seeking, or is trying to be better than or something. And I never understood it, because I honestly have never felt better than anybody. Honestly, always have felt like I'm just not getting it. Like I'm not measuring on the same scale as other people. I've always felt extremely different, and it makes me uncomfortable. And even when I have like a social situation where I can see that I'm being different, afterwards I feel like I know that it was different based on other people's like responses to it. So I can assess that, but in the moment I don't change it. Sometimes I don't know. I think I've learned over the years to kind of just not always speak the things that I want to say. Yeah, I know socially most of the time what is expected of me. And the other thing that I noticed, and I'm noticing now, is that when I'm thinking, or when I'm feeling uncomfortable, I rub my face a lot. I rub my face a lot. I watched some videos back, my videos, and this is like part of this kind of, I realize why I do it. It's like this soothing thing. It like feels good to put like in like intense focused pressure on different parts of my face. Even when I do this, like I feel like I can't not do it. And I always just thought it was like a personality trait, which maybe it is, but now I'm seeing things in different light, and this is like a stim. This is a stim. Yeah. Maybe some people would not be surprised if I came out as autistic. They would be like, yeah, that makes sense. But for me, this has been completely surprising. I don't know why it's surprising. My grandfather was like totally autistic, and I have a nephew that's autistic, and my mother is like probably autistic, or at least has ADHD. Um, I don't know how I've gone through my whole life without this being something that was investigated. And I'm kind of having like good feelings about it, but also some really tough feelings about it. Because there was so many things in my childhood that like should have gave it away. And nobody figured it out. And I experienced a lot of intense social negative consequences for it from my peers and from my teachers, even like treating me really badly, making me like a example in the classroom because I was weird or I didn't get something. And all of those things like have impacted me like long term. And there's just like a really deep feeling of sadness based on that nobody like paid attention or like took any time to figure it out. So I'm just going through it like, yeah, it's been really hard for me to like not have periods during the day where I feel kind of like sad about it recently. But I mean, there's also this part of it, I'm not stopping the things that I would have stopped before and just internalizing everything. I was having like, I have had my whole life panic attack like things, but I'm realizing now that they're like autistic meltdown things, like sensory overload and like emotional dysregulation from not being able to cope from like changes, like changes in my environment or changes that people like changed about the plans, or like that I need to know things so far ahead of time because I need to like prepare, I need to like monitor my energy levels, all of this stuff. It's like completely it's completely changing how I view myself. So I don't know, this is like big, and I'm still like going through it, and I don't know, I've been coming to this, and like I feel like, I mean, I've taken a lot of time off from making any videos because I've had so much processing through different things like the trauma, but that is like, now I realize, layered upon this. And yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm still figuring it out. I mean, I'm glad I'm figuring it out. I'm like 43. I've gone through a lot of my life like this, and thankfully I've had people in my life that have like not seen it as a negative, has not seen these things as negatives, or has accepted them as components of me. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. Anyways, that's where I'm at, and this is the first time I've ever like said it out loud that I'm autistic. Yeah. that's true. And I don't know. Maybe I'll talk more about it, but I'm still really new. So that's all I really feel like I have to say. And yeah, maybe I'll record more. But bye. And I'll talk to you later.